welcome back to part 12 of drawing the lotus pod in coloured pencil. Continuing on with the colour of the lotus pod, I've used the incision tool or the embossing tool, and I'm finishing up with my walnut brown, and I'm now coming in with a colour which is 283 and it's burnt sienna. So you can see here I'm trying to work on the form a little bit. It's a bit of light hitting it there. But first I'm going to come in and mix this burnt sienna with the brown. Trying not to create a hard edged line here on the right. So it's just slightly soft. Here we go. Yes. Might take a little while for it to appear, but it will appear. Oh yes, that's working well. So if I pull back out a bit so it's not so grainy, close up, you can see it's starting to have a bit of an effect. Now what you can do to sort of further emphasize it, and again I'm turning it on its side so I can work easily with my left hand. I'm going to sort of build up. I've come in with number 175 dark sepia, working on this area here, which is quite dark in the photo or on your digital file. Okay, getting some nice contrast. Now, I'm just gently underneath some of these lines, emphasising them with this dark sepia to create a little bit of a shadow effect. Now, if I wanted to, we could do a few more lines to create a bit more depth. Now, there are quite a few here, but we'll give it a crack. Coming back with burnt sienna, number 283. And I think that will do. So that is the collar. Now, we're 4 minutes into this video and I'm going to start working on the stalk. And here's the example over here on the right, another lotus pod that I've been doing in class. And you can see I've started with the first application of pencil here. And that is with number 278, which is chrome oxide green. So the same green that we used up here to start the drawing. Now, again, I'm going to come in with this black and white image, just to give you an idea of what I'm going to be drawing. So I'm looking at sort of the shadow under here, and then this kind of this continuous shadow running down the length of the pod. Now I want you to ignore this mark and any other marks you see. Now we can see that there's sort of a highlight roughly through here, and then we've got this sort of mid-tone again. Goes a little bit lighter, then it goes into a mid-tone. Okay, we pick up a little bit of light here, and then down here it's getting a bit darker again. So that's sort of what I'm going to be following. Oh, and importantly, note the reflected light through here. So think of the cylinder shape in the sheet that I've given you, which has, you know, the sphere, the cone, the cylinder, etc. on it. But we're looking at kind of highlight, shadow, and then we're transitioning over to reflected light. And over on the left, we're going to be putting down a little bit of pencil to give that an edge. So the idea is that these lines that you can see on either side will be subsumed and won't be so obvious in the finished drawing. Okay, so I think that's enough explanation, and we'll go in. Now, as always, there's a few ways you can tackle this. I've just started off with some small circular movements. In the shadow area. Now, turn this around yet again. Is that back in focus? Now we can use, now I'm left-handed, so if you're right-handed you could turn it the other way in the opposite direction, but we could also come in very lightly and gently. Do some light small light feathery strokes. Alright, so, and here slightly longer feathery strokes. Okay, I'm going to stop this video now and start another one. Okay, see you soon.